Hi, everybody. It's me, Rachel, the palm reader. Thanks for having me on here again, and thanks for changing what I was looking at, Richard. I was looking at myself. But thank you for coming by, everybody. It's a wonderful day here. It's a great Tuesday. The sun was out here in Ohio today. I'm over in the U.S. And I'm happy and thankful to be here with all of you again. And tonight we're going to be reading some poems and we're also going to be doing some cards. And how we do this is that you take a photo of the hand that you write with, which is called your dominant hand. Only the hand that you write with. Like if you're going to sign your name, that's the hand you want to take a picture of. So grab your cell phones and make sure that you get from the wrist all the way to the outer tips of all of the fingers and make sure that it is not blurry. And then Richard will post a email link or something where you can actually send that photo to. And while he does his magic, his tech magic to get the photo ready for me to look at, I will be pulling cards for people. And tonight, if you're curious about the cards that I have two oracle decks and I also have a tarot deck because I don't know why I was kind of steering away from tarot for a while when I was doing stuff on my own page over on Facebook and things like that. But tonight I felt like we needed it. I don't know what that's about. The weirdness that is me, we'll say. Um, but tonight I have the Spirit of the Animals Oracle deck. Okay. And I have my tarot deck is actually the Guardian of the Night tarot deck, which was done by the same person that did the Crow Tarot. And then I have to reach over here, excuse me. I have the Whispers of Healing Oracle deck. Three completely different decks, everybody. So let's see where this goes, huh? And hey, Happy New Year. It's my first time back since December 22nd. Hey, Stacy, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by again. Hi, Ashley. I would actually like to pull a card for Ashley later on in just a couple minutes. Cam, I hope everything went well for you today. My heart was with you and I was thinking about you. I was. Thank you for joining tonight, Cam. Thank you. Right, right. He had a his granddad's funeral was today, and he spoke on his behalf at the funeral. And it takes great strength to do that. And Cam, as I've often told you, you do have great strength. Very proud of you. Hi, Pamela. Good to see you. Good to see you. I love that backdrop. Di, you changed. Are you in Florida, lady? I see those palm trees. Are you in Florida? Hi, Andrea. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Hi, Kelly. Wow. Hello, hello. I like your last name there, Rocket. Julie, thank you for coming by. Hello, cat. What is the cat playing with? What is the toy? I might have to get that for my kitty cat. My cat's name is Kitty Girl. Long story there. Hi, Kelly. Good to see you again. Your little social icon looks familiar. No problem, Ashley. I've been meaning to actually tune in to your show. So, yeah, here we are. Now we meet. Yeah, he sent me a palm. You want your palm read? All right, I'm game. Now, the thing with the type of, before we get into all of it, everybody, I would like to explain something. The type of palm reading that I do. Now, some of you obviously have come on here before and kind of are familiar with the type of palm reading that I do. I do not do that as I often go to this. Hi, Maxie. All right, yes. Please feel free. Join into the chat. Send your poem in. Possibly get a card. Hi there, Kirsty and Matt. Thanks for stopping by. But Richard, if I may take a moment to explain about the type of palmistry. Okay, so it is not that kind of stereotypical palmistry that people think of. You know, the crystal ball, the coins, all that, where someone's going to tell you, ooh, next Thursday at 2:11 p.m., a bluebird's going to come through your window. You're going to get a bill for your electric and in the mail, and a red truck's going to go by and beep 3 times, and a tall man's going to knock on your door and ask you to marry him. No, I don't believe in that. No. Okay, that is not what the essence of palmistry is about. It's not. It's more of a soul reading approach, and there is a present life versus a past life, right? Meaning the dominant hand, the hand that you write with, which is the hand that I asked you to send pictures in for tonight, right? That is your current life. The hand that you do not write with, your non-dominant hand, is a map to what your soul has been through past lives. So it is about your energy and what your energy has encountered. Now, there are certain lines on the hand that will never change. Never, ever. You can look it up, right? Scientific fact. They are on you when you were in the womb at around 4 to 5 weeks old. It's almost like a stamp, right? It's on you. But where you find life, where you find your soul, where you find your energy expanding and that wisdom kind of braiding in with who you are as you go along in your current incarnation, are found in the fine lines that come off of those major lines. And those fine lines change every 6 weeks to 2 months. Yes, they do. Some people don't know that, but it really, really does happen. And which is often why I recommend to people to start making a journal, like a palm print journal, like every 2 months. Make sure it's water-based, but get a ink pad. Please make sure it's water-based. Please. I've had a lot of people say, why did you tell me? No. Water-based. You can wash it off, right? So you're not walking around with a blue hand, right? But then you put your palm down on the paper, push with the other hand so you get every little fine detail, date it, and I guarantee you when you go back 2 months later and you look at it and compare that image to what you have, things will be different because you are constantly coming in contact with different situations and learning to adapt. And it's kind of like the old adage that they left their mark on you. Energy leaves marks on energy. So that's the type of reading I do. It gets a little intense. It gets a little personal. Okay. I do have a filter. I do know when to not dive deep, right? But if you are uncomfortable with certain traits that you might have being out here on the internet, then please, having your palm read by me might not be the thing for you on the internet during a live stream on YouTube. Definitely in private, yes, but maybe not during a live stream. So take that into consideration, okay? So I just wanted to clarify all that. And tonight we only have an hour and about 15 minutes because the tech wizard that Richard is has a little trouble over on his side because of YouTube, etc., etc. So what used to be an hour and a half is going to be about an hour and 15 minutes. So, Richard, I am off my soapbox. No, you can hear yourself. Can they hear you? They can hear you. Can they hear you? I don't know. This is a new computer. This is a new computer, so I never had my headphones on with my other one, but my other laptop, everybody, while it was open, is succumbed to an entire glass full of ice water while I was working in Photoshop. That's not good. So this is a new computer, everybody. So we're still working out the little, you know. Okay. Hello, Ivy May. I like that name, Ivy May. I'm going to say Lovety. Lovety? I hope I said that properly. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you, lady. Thanks for stopping by. Alyssa, thanks for joining from upstate New York. All right. We'll see what happens. Okay. Okay. So we are going to do a palm. And hello, Allison. Thank you for joining. And we are just getting a palm ready for me to look at. Oh, Ashley. You could have had a better angle. Okay. First off, Ashley, I can't see the exact size, like meaning the shape of your hand, because of the angle that the picture was taken at. So I can't see the length of the palm versus the length of the fingers. Yeah, so Ashley, if you could take another pic, send it into Richard, and we'll hop right back to that. We're going to move forward for a minute, but make sure it's nice and like that, okay? So we can see it. Andrea, okay. We're moving on to Andrea for right now. Okay? And I do have headphones if you'd prefer me to use the headphones, Richard, but this is... Well, hello, Christine. Thank you for stopping by. I recognize that name. I can't see what you wrote, but thanks for stopping by. Oh, technology. Technology. It's in the air, I'm telling you. Okay, Andrea. Ooh, wow. Wow, that is a fantastic, fantastic, glorious hand. It truly is. Now, Richard, because it is slightly, thank you, you knew exactly what I was going to say. Thank you. It is a little bit blurry for me, so I'm going to try my best. So what I'm going to focus on are a couple things. The overall shape of your hand. Excuse me. Sinus issue. Ooh, it's making my eyes water. What'd you do to me, Andrea? Okay. So, there are four types of main hands. There are four main hand types, I should say. There's one for each major element. There's earth, air, water, and fire. And then obviously there are combinations. Now you are all water. Everything about your hand, Andrea, is water. And some key things that I noticed right off the bat is that you also have a very, very minor tendency to have air qualities with Apollo, your ring finger here, right? And also with Mercury. Because why do I say that? It's the width of those fingers, okay? Compared to the width of your other fingers. Now, right off the bat, let's look at that thumb. Now, your thumb stands for every type. It's called Venus. It is Venus. And it doesn't really have to do with love, though, more so with social interaction. How you respond, how people respond to you in certain situations. And the size of your thumb is rather dominant. It is, right? So you may see this as a flaw. That's my disclaimer here, but it is not. It is a facet of what your energy is in this particular life based on things that happened in a past life. So bear that in mind while I continue through this reading, okay? And I am going to try to keep it on the more brief side because we are doing a shorter show today, okay? So, because the size of the thumb is so very large, that means there is a facet of you that will, and some of you have heard me say this, and it happens to a lot of people, Andrea, that there is a facet of you that feels validated if people accept you into a group. And I get it. I get it. You're a water hand. You are a water hand. And what does that mean? A water hand is the most intuitive, empathic. They carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. And in the type of palmistry that I do, water is the equivalent to emotion. So you are walking around like a little sponge, and you can just feel things from people. If you were in a, if you were sitting next to someone and they were in a horrible mood, you would feel it. Trust me, I know you. You would feel it. You would, without them saying anything. You would understand it, and you would start to feel that kind of water being pulled into you, almost like you absorbing it into your being. The situation with your hand is as follows. People are going to be drawn to you because of this finger, the Saturn finger, okay? Look at how prominent that finger is on you. Now, Zeus, aka Jupiter, is so very much shorter, which means that you will put your ego and your self-esteem and your own personal identity and needs on a back burner in order to be able to do things for others. And why is that? It's because of this thumb. And that thumb is the way it is because of things that happened in a past life. I would be really curious to see what your left hand has to say. But anyway, moving forward. Now, if you notice though, your Jupiter finger is almost the same length as Apollo. Now, Apollo That's that air quality I mentioned, remember? And he is about self-care. He is about expressing how you feel. So he's through the arts, he's through movement, color, very beautiful God. Think of it that way, right? So he gets things off his chest. Now, the way for you to get things off of your chest is through expressing yourself in a creative manner. But you're going to have to believe in that project. You are going to have to believe in the work that you are doing, because the hand that you have, people are going to try to, if they don't like it, they will vocalize it. And why is that? Because according to your hand, you are on the quiet side. I also want you to look up, and I say this very rarely, but I want you to look up the Palladians. And I know some people don't like to talk about star seeds and anything like that, but you are also an empath. And if you feel you can't get that project and that creativity and that painting, and again, I'm seeing, like, I think I saw this last time, a month ago I was on here, I was seeing embroidery with someone again. I'm seeing like embroidery and working, weaving or something with your hands. Might be something you would like to look into. I don't know. But it would pull you away. Thank you. Thank you for verifying that. It would pull you away from actually having to have that kind of acceptance from people, so that you would be in your own environment and would be able to focus on your energy needs. Because as a water hand, you take on the weight of the world, because you are constantly on all the time. Palladian, okay. So the Palladian link is there. Okay. So I really am curious about your left hand. Maybe next time I am on here fortnightly, or as we say here in the States, bi-weekly. So perhaps next time, Richard, if it's okay, we could look at Andrea's past life hand. Would that be all right? He says he'll think about it with a chuckle. Okay. But anyway, please create. And you actually have a safeguard. You have the quality of air mixed in with your wateriness in this creative finger. And air-handed people are the ones that can either help someone or just hold on to everything for themselves. And that's not a bad trait if you think about that. Because the type of hand that you have, people will just throw their emotions on you. And even if they don't, you feel it all the time. So you need to take care of you. And that was a safeguard that was given to you. Okay? So don't let people bully you. Don't let them push you. Don't seek out that acceptance with your ideas. Follow through with your ideas. Follow through with your ideas, because they are valid. They are just going to be new. And a lot of times people don't understand things that are different. Okay? I hope that touches on something, because I really would like to go deep on the word different there. But I think we should keep moving on because of the time. So, Richard. Okay. Ashley sent in another picture, so we're going to take a look at his hand here. And thank you for sending in your hand. Yeah. See, Richard. Okay, I think you said Bethany. I'm not sure. Kind of a little muffled there. Bethany, hello. Nice to see you. Hello, hello to everybody joining in. As I said in the beginning, we are, Richard is doing all the tech side. He's Mr. P, the producer. Please, if you would like to have your palm read, please take a photo with your cell phone. We need the hand that you write with, which is your dominant hand, from the wrist all to the very, very tips of and it has to be nice and flat like that. And then you can send it in and potentially get a palm reading. And I also have cards with me tonight too. Okay, well, how about I do a card while you... Oh, you're ready now? Woo! Okay, ready. Let's do this. What? Okay. All right. Free thinker that you are, Ashley. All right. Well, first off, that fieriness that's in you, I love it. Okay? I truly do. And the fact that you sent me your palm upside down just even says even more about your personality. Good. Well, so it was right side up when he sent it? Okay. Sure, show it to me. Flip it. Flip it. Oh, it does look odd. All right, flip it. Flip it. All right. That sounds like the Devo song, Whip It, right? Okay. So, Ashley, look at your mound of Venus. This area, right? Super pronounced on you. Now, also, you do have some issues. Do you actually have, it could be just the quality of the photo, but do you have a little tiny mole like right here in the middle of your palm? Could you tell me if you do, please? Because it kind of looks like you do. And if you do, that's something we have to talk about. And if not, then hey, I'm getting that message from you. I'm going to talk about the amount of Venus that you have. First off, kudos for you and your fieriness. Now, the other thing, though, is that your fingers have an earth-like quality, and you have one of the volatile combination hands that exist. So this is where I ask people, what does earth and fire have in common? What do they both need? They both need to be fed, don't they? No mole? Okay, so it's just the photo. All right. So they both need to be fed. Now the fieriness could be. But I do see a dot there in the middle, right smack in the middle of your palm. Yeah. Now, the fact that you have this earth and fire combination means that self-care and boundaries are 150% mandatory for you. And you are going to have trouble actually bolstering up those boundaries because you are that person that can provide and nurture other people. Now, the quality of your palm is very earthy. The quality of your fingers, very fiery and earthy, okay? So the Mount of Venus, right, this whole area, this part of your hand, which I find really interesting, means that people are going to be coming at you right and left. They are just going to be interested in your energy. And why is that? It's a subconscious thing. The energy that you give off is of somebody who could provide them nutrients, right? They'll say, hey, Ashley, what if I did this? Or Ashley, should I do this? Could I do this? Etc., right? And you'll turn your head and you will give them attention and energy and nutrients from your soil, from your earth, to help them grow. Now, the fire aspect of you, fire can provide home, hearth, warmth, cook food, etc. But it can also burn, right? Not just burn others, but burn you. And ultimately, if not fed, burns out. The same with earth. If you keep having people come at you constantly, which is reflected by this area on your hand, and I kind of have that too. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Your nutrients from your soil will be depleted unless you put nutrients back into you. What are you going to do with your hopes and dreams and the seeds that you want to grow to fruition? There isn't going to be any nutrition left. So you are going to have one heck of a time with your boundaries. And how do I know? Because I have a fire earth hand too. We look different from each other, but I have a fire earth hand too. Now, the thing that is kind of a saving grace, something happened in your past life where a higher power said, okay, we're gonna shape Ashley's Venus area in such a way that he's not really gonna care whether he truly does fit in. And why do I say that? Because of the placement of your thumb. Remember that. People will come to you, and those nutrients and that fire, that warmth that you have, that strength and that energy is yours. And the fact that your thumb is shaped the way it is kind of like source, higher power, whatever your personal beliefs are, right? Kind of giving you a little gift. Because if your thumb was really large, you'd be out there helping everybody, no matter what. Even if you had to like crawl across the floor to help somebody, right? You would give them whatever you had left. But because your thumb is short, you have this little voice in your head and in your gut that says, wait, maybe I should stop. Maybe I need to think about this. Now, another thing I noticed with your hand is that you need more bridging lines in between your relationship line and your wisdom line. Your wisdom line is so very deep. And what is the wisdom line? I'm going to try to do this. You know, I'm horrible at doing this, everybody. Okay, this top line, oh, there's a delay on the video. This top line, that's the relationship line. The second line down, that's the wisdom line. And then this line that curves all the way around, that is the lifeline. So between your relationship line and your wisdom line, both are very, very deep, which means that the relationships that you have, you look for a deeper meaning in them. almost like a soul connection. And with that soul connection, though, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be rare. It is. Because I want you to do something for me. Obviously, we can't do it here, but I hope you can see this. This is actually where your soul line starts, okay? And where your life begins, where you were actually born, for you is where your wisdom line, which is that middle line, right? That middle line that goes across, and your lifeline touch. Follow your soul line around the back and see how far that goes. The closer it gets to that first knuckle of Jupiter, denotes how ancient your soul is and how many lives you've lived, right? If it is shorter, if it is shorter, that means you are a younger energy, which is why you are hungry to find those meaningful relationships. And you have to have bridging lines. Bridging lines are bridging lines that run in between the two lines. And by what I'm able to see on this photo, you don't have any. That's because you are looking deeper into the person and they're just not at that spiritual level yet that you are. You are a very, very deep thinker. And a lot of people out there just aren't at that level yet. They're not. So you are probably on the older side of things and had to start over again, which is something we can talk about at a later date. If you're interested, hit me up on my Facebook or whatever, and we can talk about it outside of here. But I applaud you for your fire. But let people in, because the goal in life is to learn. With every fault, flaw, folly, problem, situation, the stuff we don't like, the stuff that we endure and we think we can't handle, we're all still here. We're all still here because we are constantly adapting and moving forward. And that's why our energy exists the way it does. Okay? So I hope that helped a little bit. And Ashley, I could dive deep into that poem. I could really dive deep into that poem. I might actually have to private message you about something on this too. Hope you don't mind. Bye. That's me. So thank you. It was an honor. I hope I didn't get too personal there. But thank you, Ashley. It was an honor letting me read your hand. Thank you. Oh, I won't repeat that. Yeah, Matt, Richard called you dodgy. So now we have Matt. What is going on with my shirt here, Richard? Okay, I am ready for this one. And thank you. I sent a little, Matt was very gracious. And so was Kirsty last night. I popped in on their little broadcast here on YouTube, and they answered an open-ended question from me, which we'll have to talk about sometime. But I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you. All right. Well, right off the bat, you're a starseed. Boom. Boom, chicka, you're a starseed. Matt, wow. Look at those fingers. interesting thing about the length of your fingers versus your palm is that you have a super, super mega combination hand, which means that you have facets of like every element in your hand. Now, again, like I just told Ashley, I want you to look at the side, follow your lifeline around to the knuckle of Jupiter, okay? Follow it around. Oh, you're very welcome, Ashley. All right, thank you very much. I look forward to it. So please, Matt, follow that line around, okay? Because you have so many important lines, and you actually have something that's really kind of like has the neon pointing arrow sign on it, is something called presence lines, which run up through the middle of the hand, okay? You can probably see it better on my left hand. I don't know. It's a little blurry on my end. But anyway, presence lines run up through the middle, okay? They go all the way up. And they actually start up here, like up underneath the fingers, okay? And work their way down. You have multiple ones, okay? Which means that you are known for different things. And people respect you for those different things in different ways. So my advice, because what I'm getting from your hand is kind of like a whirlwind of energy inside who you are, and to kind of like taper it down just a little bit to get a little bit more focus for you right now, because even presence lines change. They don't change very much, but what they will do is they will become more distinct, meaning they will become deeper, or they will become more shallow and almost look like they're going to go away. And what they represent is how people perceive you, okay? Like their overall kind of like the vibe that they get from you. How, I don't want to say how they value your opinion or your presence, but that the overall aura that we give when we walk into a room, okay? Like if Elizabeth Taylor were to walk into a room, people will go like, oh my God, Elizabeth Taylor's here, right? That kind of thing, right? You have multiple lines. Okay, you have multiple lines, meaning that you are doing multiple things. But look at the difference in each of those lines. There are some things that you are going, you should, in my opinion, of 34 years of doing this, that you should kind of put in the drawer for a later date and focus more on right now than you are. And that can be seen in the scattering of the lines, which is right in the middle of your hand. Okay? It's everywhere. Also, you have sister lines in the Mount of Venus, which means those are those friends, family, guides, angels out there in heaven, source, whatever your personal beliefs are, that kind of see that you are going to go through a lot, okay? And with such a combination hand that you have facets of every element in your hand, okay? That means you're going through a whirlwind of emotion all the time. So I applaud you. I applaud you for being able to keep that mask of austerity on. And I don't know why I want to say austerity, but please know that you are going to have to take the mask off, meaning like, you know how some women put on makeup to go to work or do whatever, right? You put on makeup. Think of it that way. In order to be seen out in public, right? right? You have your public persona, your public face, right? That mask that we use to get through our daily lives with people we might not like, but we have to do it anyway. That mask that you wear to cover up all of this stuff that you have from all of those elements represented in your hand, you have the right and the need to take it off and be you. So I don't know if you've ever done automatic writing, but I think you could do like volumes of it, volume after volume after volume of automatic writing. I think that it would actually give you a kind of peace, okay? But I also want to tell you, Matt, that power that you have, that strength that you have from each element is ultimately yours, because these lines reflect your soul energy, your soul, yours, okay? But because of the way they look and because of the shape of your fingers, and also why I bring up the mask part, this is where the shape of the fingers comes in. If you notice, Saturn, which is the guy that gets things done, the Titan god, right? The length and width of Saturn, right? And Apollo. When these two fingers are closer together like that, and if you notice on your hand, they are even placed on your palm closer together, if I could do that. There we go. That type of hand is found on people who are actors. So your whole life, you've been having to wear this, like, you know, frozen in time kind of a mask so that people cannot see what is going on underneath. And I want to tell you, Matt, there is, I'm just going to go there, but there is acceptance. I feel that there is a part of you from a very long time ago that still has an ache to it. And I say that because of all of the lines on your thumb and how deep your social interaction lines are. You've been through a lot. You have. And it's almost been like a test of will, because it's very rare to have somebody have every facet, every quality of every element in one lifetime. And you do. Embrace it. Read about those particular elements. Okay? And also, I want to tell you, and I'm spending a lot of time with you, Matt, because, and I hope that nobody minds here, but there is someone that has the qualities of Saturn in your current life that you knew from a past life that actually had influence in whom you are now. And Saturn, look up Saturn. Look up the fear that Saturn had, because I think that that has a key part to who that person is. Okay? So I hope all that helped. I know that we have a lot of people, and your hand, like I said, I've been doing this for quite a long amount of time, Matt. And your hand probably makes up the same amount of simian-handed people I've seen, okay? And simian hands make up like 5 to 10% of the entire population of the planet. And a hand that represents all elements is probably about the same amount. don't say about 5 to 10% of the entire planet. So give yourself time to relax. Focus on automatic writing more than you are, if you have been, if you've given it up, whatever. But know that you have to kind of weed out certain aspects of things that are coming in right now that you feel interested in and that people are kind of telling you to move forward with, because you have a lot of strength and you need to be at peace. And that hurt that you have, for that wound almost that you have from a long time ago, still there. And it deserves to form into a scar and not be open. I hope that helped. I hope that helped. You're very welcome.
Okay.
Absolutely, Cam. You can have a card reading. And you know, Cam, I'm actually going to pull 2 quick cards. The Oracle cards. Okay? We're not going to do a tarot with you. Now, I have the Whispers of Healing Oracle, and I actually have the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. Now, Spirit of the Animals Oracle deck is going to show that strength that you have right here, right now, that you cannot see. Okay? That you might be too wrapped up in things to be able to identify in yourself, in your energy, okay? So it's kind of like a totem animal. Beautiful. It's the unicorn, and I'm going to have to read it for you because it's so bleary. But it says, infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and the unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty will transform you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legend. Be legendary. And Cam, you and I have had this talk before. We have. And the butterflies here represent that transformation that we all go through because of life. Okay? Now, I said I was going to pull another card too, right? The Whispers of Healing kind of gives us some advice as how to kind of take care of us to get to become the legend, right? So here, commit to happiness. What just happened there? I lost my screen. Commit to happiness. Okay? Now, if you can see what is in this card, we have every color of the rainbow. We have animals, we have nature, and we have even more butterflies. Even more butterflies. So my advice to you right now, and Cam, myself, and everybody here at SPTV, understand the type of day that you've had, right? And my suggestion to you is to take care of you right now. Go, if you can, open a window, spend some time to yourself, make yourself comfortable, try to sleep a good sleep tonight, take care of you over the next couple of days. And I don't know what the rules and regulations are over there in England or in the UK in general. We hear all kinds of things of what's going on with all of you over there, over here in the US. But if possible, step outside. Just breathe the air. Breathe it in. Get that experience of nature. That's what this card says. Commit to happiness. Commit to moving forward. Because you do have the quality to become legendary. You really do, Cam. Take care of you, okay? I hope that helped a little bit. God bless you, okay? Okay, Lisa. We have another one. It's a palm. Okay. Lisa, didn't I do a reading for you, lady? I thought I did a reading for you. No, it's okay, because something popped out on her hand, Richard. So, how are you focusing on your empathy? I think I might have spoken about this before with you. I don't know, and if not, it's right there, like screaming. It's even red on your hand. I mean, like the color, it's very pink. That area is very, very pink. This is the Mount of Luna, aka the Mount of Selene, which is the moon goddess. The moon goddess is in charge of all of that watery emotion and empathy and intuition. Okay? Look at that part of your hand. Look at every area on your hand that is almost inflamed. And if you do have a actual skin disorder, so do I. And I often, when I do read my own palm, I pay attention to where I do get those inflamed areas. Because every type of rash, cut, like paper cut, scratch, scar, everything means something. Even moles, like when I thought Ashley had a mole, right? Means something because of where it may fall on the hand. Every part of the hand, every area of the hand stands for something. So for you, my friend, we're having some internet issues. Is that right, Richard? Okay. For you, my friend, this area, you have lines. Yeah, okay. You have lines going through it, which means that you are going to have to start listening to you. You have the answers within you. Now, up here, I'll do this. Up here, you notice underneath Saturn and in between Apollo a little bit, this little mound right there is also red. And that means the way that you are doing things for other people, you are not managing and listening to your inner voice when doing things for other people. So you might want to rein it in. And I promise you, there's another part on your hand that says how they will react. And that is right here. Underneath, well, let me go that way. Underneath Mercury is also red, which means that you are going to actually have to stand up and defend your reasoning as to why you are going to start doing things differently. Don't be deterred by their behavior. If someone has only known you your entire life for making a left turn or always being the one to pick up the dry cleaning, right? And suddenly one day you look over at them and say, you know, I'm going to make a right-hand turn today and I'm not going to pick up the dry cleaning. and you've been doing it for 40 years, they're going to look at you pretty strange. They are. It's going to take them off guard, and you will have to use Mercury, which is that very basic black and white communicator, the backbone of truth, information, to say, I'm not doing it because what's stopping you? What's stopping you from picking up the dry cleaning? You understand? So use and speak with truth, and it will not go wrong. But there will be a little bit of an issue with people around you, and that is also reflected in this part of your hand as well. The redness that you have, and as I said, if this is a rash, it all means something, even if it's a skin disorder. Like I have atopic dermatitis. I pay attention to where I get this. Yes, perfect. I have atopic dermatitis and I get stuff, right? Well, where that is in that social area. So people are going to be like, wait a minute, why is Lisa doing this? Why is Lisa doing this? So just be ready for that. But your hand reflects that you are so much stronger than you know. You truly are. But you, Lisa, are going to have to start believing it. You are going to have to start understanding it, believing it, feeling it, and opening up to your own strength. I hope that helped. I hope that helped. Thank you for letting me read your poem. I think it was again, because I think I read your poem before. I'm not sure, though. And I think Richard doesn't like to be heard. He has me on mute. Okay. Jen Smith. All right. Yeah, okay. Jen, love your hand. I do. And this is the hand that you write with? Can you please, I still have Lisa's information on the bottom of this. I'll crack the whip. I'm sorry, Rich. If I'd help, I could. I would. I truly would. Okay. Okay. All right. I am having internet issues, so hang in there, everybody. We're going to see where this goes. All right. So, Jen, like the hand, first off, the interesting thing is that you have a water palm with fire fingers. Wow. Now, the palm is what's closest to your heart. Literally, anatomically, it's closest to your heart. And the fingers are what you kind of work in society with. It's what you grab pens with, it's what you grab things with, right? So the palm is kind of that part of you that you don't let people see until they get to know you. And the fingers are what they come in contact with first. And it is a physical thing, and it's also a metaphorical thing too, okay, when it comes to energy. Now, having fire fingers means that you come into a crowd and you have energy. You have new ideas. You can see where growth can happen. You can see and help people. You see what needs to be done, okay? You see it. You know it. You feel it. But with that watery palm, what does water do to fire? Puts it out, right? Can drown it out. So you, underneath it all, this palm, that gives you the ability to feel where to put your best efforts and who to help and where to put your ideas and this energy that you have in your fingers. But all of that anxiety and all of those emotions that you feel from those people that you're going to help, you take on and you hold on to it in your palm. Don't let your, I almost want to say, like you almost have a dam built in between your palm and your fingers. Don't let that dam burst, or all of the work you have put forth to help others, it'll all drown out. All those fires will go out. Also, very important to focus where you put your energy. People know you. People respect you. People will wait for you when you walk into a room, whether or not you believe this or understand this or get this, Jen. People will be like, oh, Jen's here. And that's when the party begins. Okay? But there's going to come a time, and this can be seen in that presence line that runs up through the middle. If you notice, you have a couple, and their one starts all the way up here, goes down a little bit, stops, and then another one begins over. So you will be going through life a certain way, making certain decisions, kind of behaving in a certain way, right? People will know you for being one way. And then all of a sudden, probably, and I don't know how old you are, and please, you don't have to tell me, but according to your hand, probably at around the age of like 50, 55, you're going to change course. Now, as I said before, the presence line changes. It does. You are becoming stronger, more intuitive. Focus on where to put your energy, and I almost want to say where to put that gas on whose fire in order to keep it burning. Because some people need help keeping their energy going. And yeah, focus on that. But do not take that person's emotions on you, or else it'll drown out the fire that you have. It'll drown it out and it'll overwhelm you. Okay? And I hope that helped a little bit, because you are super intuitive based on the type of hand that you have on the side here. Okay? It's really wonderful, actually. Really wonderful. And I also want to quickly add that your wisdom line also says that you will be kind of forming opinions in a certain way, and that actually at around probably the age of 35, 40, all of a sudden you started doing things a different way. So thank you for verifying that. That change was the proper change. Okay. That can be seen on your wisdom line. So kudos. I applaud you. Because sometimes we get so set in our ways that we can't see the forest for the trees. So I hope that helped. I hope that helped, Jen. Thank you for letting me read your hand. It was an honor. It truly was. I know things can get personal, but thank you.
The next one is
Oh, Ivy May. Love the name. Okay. Okay, so that is Ivy May's hand. Okay. Take a quick drink of iced coffee. It's an oddity for me. I usually don't have iced coffee. Okay. All right, Ivy May. Can you could you bump the contrast a little bit? Yep, absolutely, Richard. Gotcha. All right. And we're happy that you're here too, Ivy May. All right. So, Ivy May, you have a wonderful hand. I've been saying that this whole night, but it sounds like all the different types of hands that I come across on SPTV. You have simian qualities in your hand. It's not 100% simian. But what is a simian hand, you may ask? Well, remember how I said there are 3 dominant lines on a person's hand? That is the majority of the population of the planet. So that takes up roughly 90% of the entire world will have 3 main lines on their hand. Okay? Now, that would be the relationship line, that top line, a wisdom line, and then the lifeline. Okay? Now, if you notice on your hand, you do have the relationship line. You do have the second line that comes down. And you have your lifeline. But do you notice that top line? The way it kind of curves up. And it kind of looks like one really deep line all the way across from side to side. That is found on simian-handed people. And that is that 5 to 10% of the entire population of the planet. So you, the majority of your energy, people might, and this is just every simian-handed person I've come in contact with, right? A lot of palm readers do not like to read their hands, but you are not 100% simian-handed because you have that line that goes. But the way this line looks at the top is 100% simian. I mean, you will find that indentation, that line work on simian hands only. So, my friend, people might not know what to make of you. You feel relationships in such an intense way that people just aren't going to get it. They don't get it. They don't understand it. And that's because part of you, the energy that you have, is rare. Now, simian-handed people are often associated with star seeds, indigo, being an indigo person, all different kinds of aspects of personality types, okay? But because the relationship line and the braided together means that you're constantly thinking when you are involved in a relationship with someone, any type of relationship, a work relationship, a personal significant other, family, friends, anyone, right? You're constantly thinking, and you feel it on such a level that they're not going to get, because they're part of that 90%. You understand? And you're part of that little tiny percent. So you are going to have to let people mess up, because you're part of such a small facet of society, on whole, the entire population of the planet, that you're different, and that doesn't isolate you. It doesn't. So don't think that the other 90% have a lot of catching up to do. Okay? Think of it that way. Now, you, my friend, if somebody says the wrong thing to you, you might be like, that's it, I'm gone. I quit my job, or I'm out of here, and shut the door. That's it. Goodbye. You are going to have to start giving people a second chance. You may feel repeatedly that you are getting, to use the term that is used a lot over here in the States, is you may feel like you're getting burned, meaning that they are doing you wrong, right? Thank you for verifying that for me, Ivy May. But the only way, and I keep harping on this, we keep coming back as a collective, right? Humans, right? We keep coming back. Our energy keeps coming back into a human realm to get off of the hamster wheel, to evolve, because we are energy beings, right? So you have a lot to put up with. So for you, everything about, even the shape of your fingers, everything. So, and I highly recommend that you do some kind of sound therapy. And what sound therapy is listening to different frequencies, like Tibetan singing bowls, crystal singing bowls. I know that you can go on YouTube and they have different frequency channels, and just taking some time for you, because your energy needs to kind of have that tune-up in order to feel put back together again, because you're out there intermingling with these people who are a lot younger than you are. Also with your lifeline and this area of your hand, right? A lot of interesting stuff happening there. You need to write your story. You do. You are here to write your story. 100%. Think of how rare you are in this particular life. You are so rare. Write your story from your view and create that environment and those people and those relationships that you want for you in your head. Put them onto paper or in your computer or whatever. Your own experience, even if you want to write a personal story, right? But you are here, and it might not feel like it, but you're here to be more of a teacher than you. You recently met your, kind of cut off there, Ivy May. I can't see what else it says. I'm sorry. Okay, that's all she said. All right. I recently met my. All right. I'm gonna say that's good. Whatever it was, I'm gonna say it's good. Okay. So good for you. But you are meant to be more of a teacher, because people with simian hands have such an extreme energy that, as I said before, they are often misunderstood and people just don't get them. So that energy, that angst almost that you might have, God, why is this happening to me? Get it out of you, put it on paper, and in your downtime, when you take some time for yourself, do some sound therapy. I highly recommend crystal singing bowls if you can find anywhere that does anything like that online, like through a Zoom class or something. Very, very beneficial to simian-handed people. So I hope that helped, Ivy May. And it was a pleasure getting to meet you, because that's an intense hand. And I love it. I love simian-handed people. All right. We have one more palm. Barbara. Barbara. Watery, watery hands with nice air, watery fingers. Wow. You are such a giving person. Such a giving person. Now, what is her name again? Barbara, you said? All right, thank you. Oops, I bumped something on my computer. This is not good. Okay, there we go. All right, so Barbara. Okay. Oh, I recently met one of my guys who has said he is. So have a beautiful notepad to write in it. That's very relevant. That anxiety, excuse me for one moment, Barbara, I'm going to address this. You meant guide. Okay, perfect, Ivy May. That anxiety that you feel is that angst that I'm talking about, that every simian hand feels. Okay? You are not alone. It is on the rare side of things, but you are not alone. Okay? So that is what you need to write about. And please check out going to a singing bowl Zoom group or something like that. It'll really help. Okay. All right. So, Barbara, hey, love your hand. As I said, you are a very giving person, and thank you for letting me say that to Ivy May there just a second ago. Okay. And for hanging in there with me. Now, some things I see on your hand. With every water hand is almost like a person on a little tiny boat on an ocean of emotion, right? And they're just trying to find solid land, right? So that they can just finally rest, okay? And they're rowing and they're rowing and they're rowing. And people will constantly come up to them and dump their problems onto them, because that's their energy. That is what your energy is. And if people are doing that, and you're just trying to get to shore, right? You're just trying to find solid land to get out of all this water, right? They are putting their water, aka emotions, into your little boat. So or you're going to have to stop and start bailing the water out, right? But that is how people are kind of that vibe. People are attracted to you like a magnet because of the wateriness of your energy. You are an empath. You are an intuitive. Look at the pillow-like quality, the give that your hand has. That I can see. I don't even have to touch it. I can see it, okay? Which means that you absorb everything. Now, with that, interesting. Yesterday, I was just reading an article because of, well, the weirdness that is me, the eccentricities that I have, right? I came across this article and how they're trying to do studies here in the US as to trying to figure out if it's a real thing. And what they're finding is that there is a certain type of person, a personality type, an energy type that is kind of like what I just said, a sponge, where they absorb things from energy. That, my friend, is you. Are you a medium? Have you ever thought about it? Does that seem far-fetched to you? What are your dreams? You have a gift. Your fingers are a combination of air and water, meaning that just like in the tarot cards, which air is represented in tarot by the swords. That's what I'm trying to get out. So what do the swords do? If somebody gets too close with your fingers, because that's what you're using in society, right? If they get too close, you could use that sword side of you and just be like, whoop, you back up. You can blow the wind in their sails to make them push away from the side of your boat, right? So you have a gift. You have a safety net given to you from a higher source. So if you have very vivid dreams, if you have natural, like, impulse answers in your gut, in your head, that you feel, that you can almost sense what somebody is going to say, please comment, Barbara. You have a gift. You do. And I also get the impression that it was somebody that had the qualities of Jupiter and Saturn, because you have a line up here extending in between the two. So somebody from your past life even, that you now know in this current life, that has the qualities of Jupiter and Saturn, meaning ego-oriented, very, self-esteem, bravado, like you do it my way because my way is the right way. They might have squashed that aspect of who you are, but I'm telling you, Barbara, you have a gift. Embrace it, and you will be more at ease. You will. Let me know how that works. I'm curious. All right, I hope that helps. All right, yes, I have. Okay, so that is me for tonight, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there, even though we were having internet issues. Thank you, Richard, for having me on here again. I love it. I love seeing all of you guys. Please reach out to me on my Facebook. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned to you, anybody that I read tonight, and I will be here in 2 weeks' time. same bat time, same bat station, as I always used to say. So thank you. Okay, and tomorrow night, everybody, tune in. And what time will that be, Richard? 8 o'clock tomorrow night. We have Joanne, and it will be her first time on. So please join in and get all your input and have fun. Welcome her with open arms. Her name's Joanne. And I look forward to watching that too. And thank you, everybody. Remember, you are loved. You are. Don't ever doubt it, because you exist. Your energy, that's what you are. You are energy. You're here. No matter what you're going through, you're here. The individual that is you, you are here. And that's just how important you are. And I love you too. Thank you, everybody, for having me. Thank you. Good night, everybody.